Okay, guys. So last time we had a little bit of a problem getting this to work, so I've given it another shot, and I've created a new template for you to work with. So firstly, on the classroom, I've put up, there's only two options for you up here now. So the first one here is Character Controller Package Unity, download that, and then also download the Vegeta T-Pose. This is the important part, this one here, because when you're working in 3D Studio Max and exporting all of these different animations into Unity, if you had three completely separate Max files and therefore the character wasn't precisely in the middle or wasn't at the right heights, that's what causes your characters to have these weird sort of leg movements and arm movements that aren't supposed to be there. So the way around it is like this. You take the T-Pose Vegeta that we've got, you open up your other animations, okay? So here I've got James's run cycle, I've got his idle, and I've got his walk cycle, okay? Now, for each of those, you need to save the biped animation. So you select one part of the biped, you come over to the biped section over here, which is under the motion tab, click on save, and then save it. Okay, so you just click, give it a name here. So this one's idle, so we give it idle, and then hit save. I've already saved them out anyway, but that's exactly how you do it. Okay, so once they're done, you can disregard all of your biped animations that you've got saved, and you only need to be worrying about the T-pose. Okay, so the T-pose has got no animation on it at all. Select one piece of the biped, and instead of going to the save under motion tab, you're going to the load file. Bring it in, load up idle, in it comes, there's James's idle working on Vegeta. You then save him out, so export, and then give it a name. So this is the idle, so I'm going to go 001, this one. Save, under bake animations is normally closed, that's normally closed as well. So you can embed media, but if you want, so if you're using Vegeta and you want his textures to come through, then use embed media. And then under animation, you want to go to bake animation, make sure that's ticked, and make sure this is the correct length. Clearly it's not, 200 is too far. So we go dead for a while, okay? So we don't want that. Control, Alt, right click, I can move time slider. I've found that having the correct start and end points on the time slider works better than just going into export. Redo this, hold on. Works better than going into export and then changing this start and end here. For some reason it doesn't. I've done it a couple of times, and one or two times it doesn't take note of what I put in here, but it does if you have it correctly at the bottom. All right. Okay, so once that's done, save to 001. These are fine, don't worry about them. It's just talking about where the skinning may or may not be working, but it does work, it's fine. Okay, so that's one. Then you go and grab the next of your byte saves and you load it back onto the exact same character. Now why you do that is that when I load the run, that was supposed to happen. Let's check his walk. Okay, so they need to be here, right in the middle at 0, 0, 0. So we need to move them. To move them, as soon as we put that animation on, this is why it's key when you're doing your biped animations that you make sure everything's in the center of the world. Well, whatever you model, it should always be modeled in the center. We're going to have to move this one. The way you move it, we've loaded up what, walk, I think? Okay, so walk. So again, we need to move our timeline so that it's correct. So 0 is there and 32 is there. Then, piece of the biped selected, you're choosing this one here, move all mode. Have that selected, turn it on. And then right down at the bottom here, you can just right click these spinners and they will pop him to the middle. Okay? You're not interested in Z, because Z is how high he is off the ground, and that's going to differ between your walk and your run because they move higher or lower. Okay. So the main ones you're interested in is X and Y. So make sure you zero those out. All that's good. We can go back, export, and resave this as number 2. Make sure we're baking the animation, timing's correct. Okay. Yes. Then we do the same thing for the run. I haven't repeated this, so I have to go through it. Move control, make sure that's turned on. Right click, turn it back off. Check it. Make sure there's no blank, which there is. So move 0, 0, 24 to 24. Check it cycles correctly. Good. File, export, 003. Or you can name it if you want. Idle, walk, run. Okay. Bake animation 24. Everyone's happy. Let's go. Okay. With that done, we can drop into Unity. So you initially have a blank Unity scene. Download this package. When you load that package, you will see this without these Vegetas in. You'll have to import those yourself. Then, and here's another thing that we need to get correct. So 001 is our idle, okay? So we can name this, instead of take 001, we call it idle. Then under rig, we change the animation type from generic to humanoid. And for the first one, for the idle, you're making sure that this says create from this model and click apply. Okay. Then we go into the animation. We can see the animation in here, show it to us. Two things that you need to select in here. Number one is for all of these animations, other than the attack won't be looping. You don't want your attack to loop, but you want your idle to loop, your run to loop, and your walk to loop. So click loop time in here, and then this one, root transform rotation. Make sure that's turned on, and make sure that instead of body orientation, it's to original. If you watch this character here, when I click on original, he pops and he faces forward. That again solves another reason why some of the legs were going all funny last week, because we weren't popping our characters to face in the right direction. Right, that's that one complete. So click over here, it'll ask you to apply it. If you didn't apply down here, there's an apply button just down there. Click OK. Then 2 and 3, well, the next of your animation, they're done ever so slightly differently. The one piece that's different is this. When you go to the rig section of number 2, or your walk, change it to humanoid again, but instead of avatar definition to be created from this model, you want it to be the same as the walk, as the idle. So open up the idle and you grab this little sort of, looks like one of those old wooden mannequin characters. Grab that and drop it into this avatar slot. Okay, so then it's basically going to take all the information for the size of the character from that idle. Okay, click apply. You shouldn't get any errors. If there any errors come up here, call me over and we'll find out what you've done wrong. If there's no errors, start smiling because everything's going to go well. Okay, back into animation, exactly the same again. So this one we want to rename, call it walk. Enter. Scroll down. This one's the loop, and this one again. Click that, and then original. Character slightly switches. Scroll to the bottom. Click apply. Move on to the next one. Number 3. Again in here, rig, humanoid. Copy it from another avatar. Number 1. Copy him over. Click apply. No errors. Happy days. Change this to run. Loop time, and then root transform, bake into pose, and original, and then click apply. Cool. Right, so the character setup that I've given you, if you come into your assets, open up scenes, double click character motion, and it'll open up this scene for us. And then in here, this blend tree, which you may not see, so you may not be able to see it. So the way to get to it is you click on character or third person character, and then up into window, and then down to animator. There's 2 animation options. One's animation and one's animator. Animator's for all the character stuff. Animations for if you're animating anything else in Unity. So we're going to animator, and then here, don't worry about all this, it's all been set up. You just double click grounded, and then this is our blend tree. So here we're going to have our idle, walk, and run. Okay. We come back into our assets, into our animations. We can close these now. In fact, no, we want to open them. 1, 2, and 3. And then these idle, walk, and run, the animation, the little arrows or play buttons, they're what we're going to copy over. So blend tree, first one goes in, second one goes in, and third one goes in. Cool. Then where's my guide? Oh, we can see it's working. That's good. I've hidden my character. Oh, he's missing the avatar. So we need to give it to him. Part 2 coming up.